Once you're over 40, you may feel like you are breaking down. You might feel like things are falling apart. And it may have happened to you earlier, like it did to me. But by the time you are 40, especially if you haven't really done much about your health or it's been neglected for a few years, you're going to notice things that just don't feel like they used to. Having joints that hurt on a regular basis, pain that's there all the time. I've got a dodgy knee, I've got a dodgy back, I've got a dodgy hip, a foot, whatever. You might have things like you just don't have the energy that you used to have. You don't feel like you could bust out and go for a run at the end of the day because that's just not there anymore. Like that energy that you used to hold on to, completely gone. You might find that you can't eat what you used to eat without putting on weight, and it's really hard to move that spare tire that is sitting around your belly right now. And these are all realities of getting over 40, but they don't have to be, because a lot of those things that have come up are all just part of life happening to you rather than you being proactive about it. If you can be proactive, that's when you can change things and the results will be drastically different. So how much maintenance have you done on your body? Is that been something that has been a priority, or has it been something that you have pushed to the wayside? And I talk about maintenance, I'm talking about exercise, but not just exercise full stop, because there is hard, intense exercise that breaks down the body. There is also rejuvenating exercise which helps to rebuild the body. So if you've had an injury, have you spent any time doing the rehab required to fix that injury and make it better? Have you done any yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong in order to be able to get some more flexibility, slow the exercise down and allow your mind and your energetic system to recharge? Or are you still pushing really hard and doing CrossFit workouts or training like a bodybuilder or doing high rocks or doing high intensity training, or you could even be doing like endurance training for a marathon, triathlon, something like that? Those ones that I mentioned at the end there, they're all take a far greater toll on the body. So what are you going to choose? Do you want to keep on breaking the body down, or do you want to just dial things back a little bit and allow the body to build back up so its energy comes up, its stress comes down, your pain goes down? When your pain goes down, that instantly releases more energy as well. Do you want to get a little bit more flexibility going on in your body? Do you want to work on the energetic systems of your body to try and keep your energy high no matter what is going on around you? See, you're going to have these hormone changes. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just part of life. You're going through it. At a certain age, the hormones will dial down. In particular with guys, we're talking about testosterone, but then that has effects to cortisol, insulin, those sort of things as well. Cortisol is a stress hormone. When that gets out of control, that's when it's harder to sleep. It's harder to be able to deal with the daily stress and just keep on going with the regular things that you want to do with your life. Testosterone is in a natural decline, but it doesn't have to be naturally declining. I've put a ton of videos together talking about what you can do to keep your testosterone up, even when things are looking like they are, what am I trying to say? Keep your testosterone up by natural things. You don't have to go to TRT, you don't have to go to peptides or whatever. A lot of the time, diet and lifestyle changes can be put into place, and that will drastically improve your energy and keep your testosterone at a good place, and for the long term. But these are things you want to be consistent with to be able to get there. So while the hormones are changing, you have some control over that, but you would have to actively be choosing to do something about it. You can't just let things happen to you. You have to be in the driver's seat and in control of the situation. So during this hormonal shift, you could see this as less of a growth phase and more of a maintenance phase. So we're talking about your body right now. We want to try and bring things back to a comfortable place. Find the status quo. Find a place where your body is settled, happy, and working. I talk about this in business a lot, where we're comparing the growth and the consolidation phases. This is the same sort of thing that's going on here. You might find that it's time in your life for just getting into the consolidation, getting things in order, making sure your bloods are all good, making sure that you have fixed any of the injuries that you've had. You are, if they're not fixed, actively working on repairing them and rebuilding them, not burning yourself out in the gym, doing exercise that is bringing your energy up, loosening up your joints, opening up your muscles so you're in less pain. Those sorts of things, if you can work on that from a maintenance point of view, even if it's for like 3 to 6 months, that will bring you back to a place of far more energy and less stress. And then if you want to go back into doing the hard stuff again, you can. But that's a choice that you get to make. And your body will be far happier from starting again from a maintenance place where things have already settled down and are feeling like they're in a much better place than if you were to just keep on going where you're at. Because if you're doing the high intensity stuff, it is a recipe for burnout. It's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. So what are you going to do? That is your choice. All right, think about, we've also got this, let's say the previous 20 years have all been about accumulation of assets, accumulation of toys, experiences, all of those sort of things. And that's great, but now it may be time to be able to protect your assets. What is it that you have built, and how are you going to be able to maintain that for the long term? Now, I'm not talking about your physicality here, but it's going to relate back to that too. Because if you have spent all of your time and energy accumulating wealth, the last thing you want is to lose it all. And it's very easy to lose it in terms of, you can lose your business if you lose control of things, and that could be from a mental health challenge or it could be from a physical health challenge. I've heard many times this happening, and I've experienced it myself when I got chronic fatigue. The other side of that is, quite often when you are working on the business and growing things, you are in that accumulation phase and things are going well. Often that can be at the expense of your relationship with your partner or your kids or whatever. So you want to make sure that that is still well looked after. And if it has been slightly neglected, then maybe it's time to reinvest a bit more time in there and either repair those relationships or rebuild, or just try and strengthen them. Bring them up to a point where you know that the relationships are going to last for the next 10, 20 years, whatever. Because the other side of that is, when relationships break down, often there's a massive financial cost to everybody involved. And if you've spent 20 years accumulating wealth and you lose half of it in an instant because you were, let's say, it could be neglectful, or it could just be busy, or it could just be trying to do what you thought was best to provide for your family, then that's not a place that I wish that on anybody. So what is it for you? Is it an accumulation phase, or is it time for you to be able to consolidate on your relationships, on your health, on your life, and setting it up more in the way that you want it to be, so you can really enjoy it for the next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, for the next second half of your life. Now, there is a solution here, and a lot of it just takes a little bit of work every day. A little bit of work on your health as a priority. If you lose your health, you can lose everything in an instant, and I speak from experience on that. So health is your foundation. And health is multifaceted. Health is not just your physical health, but that's where it starts. That's where you build your foundation of some exercise, quality food, quality sleep, but it goes far deeper. So we're talking then mental health and your emotional health, how you react to situations, your financial health. Is that all in order? Is it all protected? Is it all ready to last the test of time for the future? Is your legacy protected for your family for the long term? What about your spiritual health and your relationship to yourself? What is that relationship with yourself? Do you feel like you're living the life that you want to live? Or is there constantly that question of what's the point? Why am I doing this? Maybe you need to get more online with what you really want to do. So then we would look at your job, your career, and your mission and seeing if that's still what you want to be doing with your life, or if there's something different. We want to look into your social life, your relationship with your immediate family and friends. And then if you still have the capacity for networking outside of that, how can you contribute to your community? Do you even want to contribute to your community, or have you lost that capacity where by the end of the day you don't want to talk to anyone anymore? You then want to make sure that you are getting out and you still have a strong social life in terms of the hobbies, the things that you enjoy. Could be playing social sports, or it could just be going and hanging out with your mates. Having something in life that is a joyful experience that you constantly look forward to is vitally important. And then all of these things add up into the quality of life that you live and your lifestyle. Because it's all well and good having a great business and earning good money, but if you don't have any time or energy to be able to enjoy that, then what's the point? You may find that you're at a place where you just don't want to anymore. One day you just stop going to work and you just let it all disappear because you've just had enough. You've hit that limit. That sort of stuff happens. So don't let your body and its breaking down phase or its aging phase stop you from doing the things that you want to do. Be in control, be in the driver's seat, and you decide what you want to do with the next part of your life, and I'll help you support your body and your mind so that you can actually go and do those things, so that you can show up, so that you don't feel like you're getting old, so you feel like you're getting better, so you feel like your life is improving, that your lifestyle is improving, that your happiness is improving, all of these things. And they can get better. Despite 16 years of illness where I lost everything, I'm happier now than I've ever been, and I wouldn't change any of those things because it made me who I am now and how I think now. And like I said, I'm happier now. I have more friends than I've ever had. There is always more things to do, invitations to go to places, people to spend time with, than I actually have time available to use. And that is a massive lift in the quality of life. You got more energy, that's a massive lift in the quality of life. So don't let aging and the I'm just getting old excuse dictate how the rest of your life is going to go, because there are plenty of 60, 70, 80-year-olds out there who are living their best life, living their life to the fullest and getting the most out of life because they have certain minimums that they constantly hit in order to be able to keep themselves in a quality place physically, mentally and emotionally, while being able to look after those other areas as well. So don't let aging slow you down. You dictate the terms. If you want to reverse aging, you can certainly do that. There's plenty of videos out that I've done recently on reversing your biological age. And honestly, most of it is just diet and lifestyle. You eat healthy, you get some quality exercise, you try and push your stress down low, and that all makes a difference. If you're not sure where to start, take the Vitality Audit 7 questions to be able to tell you where you're at and if you need to do something about it. And then the 14-day energy upgrade, where you're able to do a few things in 10 to 15 minutes a day that will massively increase your energy, decrease your stress, and leave you at a point where you're far more in control of your life. And once you have these things in place, yes, it takes time, but you get that time back. That time comes back in the form of freedom of mind. You go to bed at night and you're not dwelling on what you have to do at work tomorrow or what didn't get done today. Your brain is switched off and you're relaxed. You sleep deeper, so you wake up feeling a whole lot better. And when you can do this day in, day out, you're operating at a much higher capacity for your business, for your family, for your own vitality and health of mind. Hope that helped. Talk again soon.